Breaking news! The atmosphere is heated behind the scenes at the Denver Broncos. We received some news that got me really excited. The truth is that the entire NFL is paying close attention to the work that Sean Payton is doing with the Broncos. I'll tell you everything that's going on, but first, make sure you've already hit the like button, but only do that if you're a true Denver Broncos fan and believe that Sean Payton has the potential to take us to the Super Bowl. Man, I really believe in that, and I'm very confident. If possible, write something like this: Go Broncos! Let's go to the Super Bowl. Now let's get to the topic of the day. The Denver Broncos are getting the attention of the entire NFL, and maybe that's why. Several free agents have turned down more money elsewhere to join the Broncos. Think about it. In a league where money rules, players are willingly choosing the Broncos over bigger salaries. That alone should make every Broncos fan sit up and take notice, because it says something about the culture being built in Denver. Take Talanoa Hufanga, for example. The New York Jets, a team in the heart of the world's largest media market, made him a higher offer. So did the New York Giants. Even the Cincinnati Bengals, a team that has been a legitimate contender in recent years, wanted him. But he chose the Broncos. This isn't just a signing, it's a statement. And it's not just Hufanga. Dre Greenlaw, when healthy, is arguably the best inside linebacker in the league. And he turned down the Colts, the Lions, and even his old team, the San Francisco 49ers, to wear the orange and blue. This is not normal. Evan Ingram, he visited the Los Angeles Chargers, a team with a brand new coach in Jim Harbaugh, a team that had a better record last season. Everyone is hyping up Harbaugh and his system, but Ingram still picked Denver. That doesn't happen by accident. This is a pattern, a shift in perception about what the Broncos are becoming under Sean Payton and George Paton. Free agents don't just see Denver as another option, they see it as the best option. And here's where it gets even crazier. This team isn't just attracting talent, it's keeping it. Pass rush specialist Brandon Jordan recently released a hyper reel showing just how dominant Nick Bonito was last season. 14.5 sacks. At times, he outplayed guys like Nick Bosa and Myles Garrett. That's not fan hype. That's real production. And Bonito himself is hinting at something big, saying on social media, "Fam, fingers crossed, only the beginning." Could we be looking at another brilliant move like the one Denver made with Patrick Sutton? They locked Sutton in early, and now he's the fourth highest paid corner in the league, despite the deal being just one offseason old. If the Broncos do the same with Bonito, they could be getting ahead of the market again, securing a top pass rusher before his value skyrockets. If that happens, expect the rest of the league to be even more jealous than they already are. But while the Broncos are making waves with free agency and their young talent, there's another storyline brewing, one that might divide the fan base. Courtland Sutton's future in Denver is anything but certain. Reports are surfacing that the Broncos might trade Sutton to move up in the NFL draft, specifically from the 20th overall pick to the 12th. The rumored trade partner? The Dallas Cowboys. Imagine that. Sutton lining up across from CeeDee Lamb with a healthy Dak Prescott slinging the ball. Cowboys fans are already drooling at the idea. And Sutton, at 30 years old, is at that point in his career where wide receivers either get their last big contract or start to decline. So here's the real question. Would you trade Sutton to move up 8 spots in the draft? Denver has a lot of needs, and jumping from 20 to 12 could put them in a prime position to grab a game-changing player. But Sutton has been a leader on this team. He's been a reliable target through years of quarterback uncertainty. Would moving him be worth it?
Some fans might argue that with a deep wide receiver class in this year's draft, Denver could find a replacement. Others will say that Sutton's chemistry with the offense, his big play ability, and his experience are irreplaceable. And what if trading him ends up being a mistake? This isn't just a random trade rumor. This has legs. And if it happens, it could be a defining moment for the Broncos' rebuild under Sean Payton. But what do you think? Would moving on from Sutton be the right call? Or is he too valuable to let go? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this one is going to spark some serious debate. And let's not forget, Courtland Sutton isn't just another receiver. He's been one of the few consistent weapons in this offense through years of instability at the quarterback position. He's made acrobatic catches in traffic, turned broken plays into big gains, and been a leader on and off the field. So, if the Broncos actually pull the trigger on this trade, it's not just about moving up in the draft. It's about signaling a shift in philosophy, a clear-cut decision to get younger, leaner, and more financially flexible. But then, you have to ask, what's the plan at wide receiver if Sutton is gone. Denver's depth at the position isn't exactly overflowing with elite talent. Sure, Jerry Jeudy is still around, but can he be the true WR1? And even if he is, who steps up as the reliable second option? Would Sean Payton be targeting a specific rookie in the draft? Maybe a guy like Malik Neighbors, Rome Oduns, or even Brock Bowers if they want a dominant tight end option? That's what makes this rumor so intriguing. What's the bigger picture? At the same time, you have to look at the financials. Sutton is 30. His contract is set to expire soon. If the Broncos don't trade him now, they either have to extend him or risk losing him for nothing. And in the NFL, timing is everything. If a front office believes it can get top value for a player before his production starts to decline, they'll take that shot. And speaking of the bigger picture, let's talk about this front office and what they've done in the past few months. The narrative around the Broncos has changed dramatically. Last season, this was a team that many saw as broken. Now, suddenly, players are taking less money to be part of what Sean Payton is building. That's not just luck. That's a result of culture, vision, and leadership. Look at the defensive reinforcements they've brought in. Talanoa Hufanga, Drake Greenlaw, these aren't just quality players, they're battle-tested. They've been in deep playoff runs, they've competed at the highest level, and now they're bringing that experience to Denver. That's the difference between a team that hopes to make the playoffs and a team that expects to. And the scary part? They're not done yet. The NFL draft is just around the corner, and if this Sutton trade actually happens, it could signal an aggressive move to secure a top-tier offensive weapon or even a quarterback of the future. And even beyond the draft, the Broncos still have room to make another splash in free agency. Remember the names J.K. Dobbins, Amari Cooper, Keenan Allen? Those guys are still out there, and the longer they stay available, the more affordable they become. Could the Broncos add a veteran weapon after the draft? Could they make another surprise trade? It's all on the table, and that's what makes this offseason so exciting. So, Broncos fans, now it's your turn. What do you think? Are you on board with trading Sutton if it means moving up in the draft? Or do you think his value to this team is too great to let go? And what about the free agents that have joined the squad? Does it feel like Denver is truly turning a corner? Drop your thoughts below, because one thing is certain, this offseason is far from over, and the Broncos aren't just making moves, they're making statements. And that's exactly why the rest of the NFL is watching the Broncos so closely. This isn't just another rebuild, it's a calculated transformation under Sean Payton, and it's happening faster than anyone expected. Think about where this team was a year ago. The Broncos were seen as a franchise stuck in limbo, struggling for an identity, dealing with cap issues, and trying to recover from a disastrous season. Now, look at what's happening. Free agents are turning down bigger contracts elsewhere to come here. Players who were once considered long shots are now locking in long-term deals. The defense, which had gaps all over the field, just added 2 Pro Bowl caliber playmakers. This is the kind of shift that doesn't happen by accident. It happens because the team is building something players actually want to be a part of. That's a position this franchise hasn't been in for a long time. And the best part? They're just getting started. So, Broncos fans, this is where you come in. Do you think moving up in the draft is worth losing Sutton? If the team makes the trade, who do you hope they're targeting? And do you think Denver still has another big free agent signing left in them? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this offseason is about to get even crazier. And trust me, you're going to want to be here for every second of it.